This is part 3 of our dialogic reading lectures, and I wanted to go through some books that you can use. There's hundreds of them, but I'm just going to show you 4 of my favorite books that I've used in programs and in story times before. And before we look at those books, I just wanted to kind of do a little summary of the main points that I've been trying to emphasize to you over the last 2 lectures. The first and foremost is to try and use this technique in your programming in whatever library situation that you're working in. First and foremost, help you to increase your value as a librarian, and by that I mean is that you're getting one more tool in your tool bag. It's an extremely valuable tool to use to help increase vocabulary, to increase literacy, to look at those emergent literacy characteristics that you want to work into anything that you do with smaller children. And dialogic reading is a way for you also to promote the value of the library in reading development, cognitive development, and increasing a child's ability to have a larger vocabulary as they approach kindergarten. So, experiment with it. You can add a dialogic reading book once in a while to your storytime program, especially with small groups of children. You can offer it as programs that parents can participate in to either increase their child's vocabulary in general, or they might be learning English as a second language, and this is a great way to facilitate both their development as well as their child's. Not all books fit into dialogic reading purposes, and I've watched several people try to use really incredibly good picture books, but they have too much text in them. And the idea here is that you're reading a very simple story, and you read it a couple times, and once the child has hooked on to the story, you start asking those open-ended questions, those why, how, what questions, and basically the child starts to begin to tell the story based on those open-ended stories. So the first book we're going to talk about is Eek, There's a Mouse in the House. Now this book was absolutely instrumental in all the workshops that I was taking. Dr. Marianne Bash used this so much in all of her work with children, and I saw that it was just an incredibly good book to use because it has phenomenal illustrations, very simple text. The story starts to get into the child's head very, very quickly, and they can really, really, really build vocabulary because there's just a million questions on each page that they can answer. It is by Wong Herbert Yi. It's, I'll hold it kind of close here. It's kind of hard to find, but if you can find one, please add it to your collection. It is just a marvelous book. And I'm just going to show you one page out of it. And sorry about the glare. Again, I'm using Photo Booth. But it has characters that the children will identify, lots of different items in the room to ask questions about. And as you can see, it's got very, very simple text, very little of it on each page. And basically, you can work your way through this 2 or 3 times. You can use a couple pages at a time. So if you can find a copy, please, please, please do so. The next one is My Friend Rabbit, and this one, The Caldecott. It's by Eric Rothman. And again, I'm not going to show you the big